Hey, welcome to Sports Talk 60. On today's show, we have fan trivia, we have viewer mail, we have fan on the streets, and we have all the sports talk with Kevin and myself. And if you love baseball, especially vintage baseball, we have a great story on the old-time historic baseball leagues that play out at Greenfield Village in Dearborn. So you got to stay tuned. That's all today on Sports Talk 60.
It's fun to pick a show you like and watch it every single night until your family has to stage an intervention. It's fun to look and see what's new when you're hanging with your crew, because it's fun to see what catches your attention.
With over 60,000 choices on TV and online, no one delivers on demand like Xfinity.
It's fun for you, it's fun for me, it's everything you want to see. It's endless fun to do Xfinity.
No surprise right now, the Tigers aren't playing up to the capabilities that they should be playing at this time.
No, the pitching is not really doing what they should be doing, and the hitting is not there either. We're just not the team that we thought we were going to be right now.
And the surprise JV, last 3 starts in a row, not probably what we expected.
Right, it's been 4 years since he's lost 3 games in a row, and we have just not been doing what needs to be getting done. We're not hitting timely, we're not fielding. Whatever could go wrong right now is going wrong.
And we're not playing to the best of our ability to the teams that we should be beating. The teams like Cleveland and Chicago that's in our division, we need to beat the teams that we need to be winning against and not chasing.
Right, and they're playing great ball right now. We are on a downslide. It's just unbelievable. This team reminds me of the 2008 team. So much talent and nothing going on.
But some news, though, the 2012 draft was held the other night. The Tigers got 2 picks, one a right-handed pitcher and Jake Thompson, and a fast outfielder in Austin Schatz.
Right, and Jake Thompson, 19 years old, right out of high school. We could definitely use somebody that is going to be up in another 3-4 years, so we'll see how he does.
And he's got a low 90s fastball, a little curveball, and a slider, and a little bit of a sinker, they say. And this outfield prospect has incredible speed and range.
And we could definitely use the speed on this team. And a 19-year-old throwing 92 miles per hour for a fastball, that is pretty impressive.
Good to be young again. Both of these young boys out of Texas, the state of Texas, and we know in the past Texas has some good ball players.
And Texas has speed, and we've said that since day one. And with our pickup of Quentin Berry, we've got some speed now, and we're just waiting for Austin Jackson to come back.
Yeah, and some other news around the league. Castellanos up from A to Double A.
Right, Nick Castellanos hitting 405.
Yeah.
Unbelievable what he's doing down there in the Florida League. He's really tearing it up.
And we have Prince Fielder leading for first baseman in an all-star ballot.
Oh, we knew that was going to happen, and we knew that Miguel Cabrera was going to be up there too.
All right, so let's enjoy this Tiger homestand with some victories. It seems like the atmosphere here is a lot jovial today. It don't seem like this team's under 500 at all.
No, not at all. And it was really nice to see Victor Martinez out walking around.
And he's actually out throwing too.
Right, and you could see the brace still on his left leg, but he seems to be walking around and moving all right. So it's just unfortunate he's not going to be back by the end of this year.
Right, I think they've already announced that Victor will not be in the lineup this year.
Right, and obviously he definitely is missed on this team. He was a big factor last year with his hitting and his fielding. We definitely miss him and need him.
But it seems like there's a lot of things going on right now pre-game, a lot of people on the field here, and the Tigers just seem to be in a different kind of funk today, really. You know, they were joking around, they were talking with the Cleveland Indians, and it just seemed like a whole, just a different atmosphere from this team.
Exactly, just like you said, they were joking, laughing, playing around, playing, short hop catch, everything. It's just amazing, the atmosphere with the team and with the people down here at Comerica Park today.
So maybe they know, maybe they've had that clubhouse talk and said, hey, guys, this is the time we need to turn it around right now. We're going into June. We can't be slipping behind this much. We need to make the run right now.
Right, and June is the month for us to actually move ahead, pull ahead, and do what we got to do to catch back up with the rest of the league.
And these guys know with Dirks out right now, Austin Jackson, kind of 2 big pieces right now in that number 1 and 2 hitting slot, even though Quentin Berry stepped up a little bit. We talked about before, where do you keep this guy when Austin Jackson comes back? But maybe there could be a spot for this guy in left or right field.
I agree with you. I think Quentin Berry has definitely got a spot on this team. He has got speed, and we are definitely in need of speed.
Yeah, as long as he stays hot, I say we keep him in.
Right, and he's hitting great, so, why not move him up?
There you go. Seems like a fun day here. Hope the Tigers turn it around.
.417, when all my favorite shows start.
Nothing comes on at 4:17.
Or does everything?
With On Demand from Xfinity, we can watch a show from last night or even last season. Thousands of choices anytime we want.
I love 417.
What do you see 418?
Love 418.
What do you see 419?
Get the best on-demand experience only with Xfinity. Yours for no additional cost. It's your entertainment, your way.
As you all know, Qwest and CenturyLink have come together, and thankfully, they still offer the same old DSL speeds.
And?
To show our appreciation, I've taken the liberty of creating a new mascot. I present to you the CenturyLink Sloth. Half snail, half sloth. It's really slow.
What about Slail? It's got a nice ring to it, no?
We're going with Snoth.
Go faster than CenturyLink DSL with Xfinity Internet, only from Comcast.
So you really set up and support my devices?
Oh yeah, we can do it anytime, online and over the phone, or if you want, in person.
Whoa.
I know, it's pretty cool. Plus, I set up your other devices to run on a secure wireless network.
Really? You're very good.
Introducing Xfinity Signature Support, your 24/7 personal tech help desk, offering home networking, PC tune-ups, virus removal, and more. All from one source. Visit xfinity.com/signature support.
Hey, we have a good trivia question for you today. So you got to the end of the show to Google your answer or bring it out of your brain cells. When did the American League go to the designated hitter? What year did the American League go to the designated hitter? Go Google it, use your brain cells, grab your favorite book, and wait for the answer at the end of the show. We're at Comerica Park. They have a function going on tonight. We got some players from the Historic Baseball League, correct, at Greenfield Village? Sure. And you guys are?
Nick. Jared.
And how long have you guys been playing in this baseball league?
This is going to be my 5th year. Just started up about 2 months ago.
And what team do you guys represent?
I represent the Nashvilles of Parma, Michigan. Represent the Lottie Daz out of Waterford, Michigan.
Now, is everybody a home team at Greenfield Village, or is there one team that is the kind of the Greenfield Village team?
The Greenfield Village team is the Greenfield Village Lottie Daz. We also have the Nationals, but the big thing is we have outside teams from all over Michigan, Ohio, and Indiana that come in. We've even had teams interested from North Carolina, and there's teams all across the United States, from New York all the way out to California.
Okay. Now, what time period do we start with the baseball?
What we represent at the Henry Ford is 1867, and that was a big year. Some of the rules changed. Prior to 1867, you could catch a ball in fair territory off of a bounce, and it would be considered an out. In 1867, the rules changed where you had to catch the ball on the fly. And another big thing is we play without gloves. It was before widespread use of gloves came in and the modern-day glove was invented.
And you mentioned not playing gloves. I remember seeing a couple games out there. Now, you have a ball that you guys play with. Can you explain the difference of the ball that is used back then compared to a Major League Baseball today?
It's made out of one solid outer layer rather than two. So, you know, it's a little bit lighter than a modern day ball, a half-inch bigger, and it's got a solid rubber core. Really not too dissimilar from modern day. As you can see, though, rather than having two overlapping pieces on the outside, it's just one piece folded up and stitched. So, yes.
Now, how does that feel when it hits your hand?
It can hurt.
Okay. Now, how about the bats? The bats, how different is a bat from the 1800s compared to a bat today?
You know, the big thing with bats, today's bats, it's restricted on what kind of wood you can use. In the 1860s, it was really anything you found you could turn into a bat. There were only 3 regulations on bats in the 1860s. Was it needed to be round, it needed to be made out of one solid piece of wood. Big thing was they would drill it out and cork it with whalebone in the 1860s, and that would make the bat lighter. And then it also couldn't be greater than 2.5 inches in diameter. So it could be as heavy as you wanted or as long as you wanted. We've got some bats that are over 40 inches long at the Village.
Okay, now with the ball being different from the balls of today, were home runs common back in that time?
Home runs were actually still pretty common. A big thing was, though, a lot of places didn't have an outfield fence where there was an automatic home run. It was just if you were fast enough to get around on however far out you put the ball, you got your home run.
Okay. Now, the Historic Baseball League, can you give us the times when you would play? Is it just a certain month? Do you have a time span that folks can come out to Greenfield Village and check you guys out?
We start next weekend, this coming Saturday actually, versus Milwaukee. Wyandotte, I'm sorry. And pretty much all throughout the end of summer, all the way through the end of August. And at the end of August for the finale of our baseball season. It's I think the second weekend in August. We host the World Tournament of Historic Baseball, which is 2 full days from 8 in the morning until 5 in the evening of 3 fields set up and 16 teams from outside the village and including the La-Di-Das that come in and have an entire tournament for the weekend and play games all day long until they crown the World Tournament champion of historic baseball.
Okay, one last question. Favorite baseball player of all time?
Kirk Gibson, hands down.
You know, right now, Justin Verlander. I love the guy.
Good choice.
How about a favorite baseball player of the 1800s? I don't want to stump you. I mean,
that's your question.
Yeah, pushing me there.
Okay, how about early 1900s?
I'd have to say Ty Cobb.
That's a good one. You know, not going back that far, but I really like Al Kaline.
Okay, there you have it. All right, from Comerica Park, make sure you get down to Greenfield Village and check the Historic Baseball League out. It's exciting. It's something that you can't see every day, so go check them out.
Viewers, can you pause this on demand show so we can watch it upstairs?
Yeah, right. Like, that's even possible.
We can do it at my house, and we can watch DVR stuff on the new TV, too.
What are you, from the future?
No, she's from across the street. They have Xfinity from Comcast.
The future's across the street? Please tell me Pat Boone is still touring.
Who?
When you said goodbye, ain't that a shame? Forget the rest of the words.
You versus old phone wires can't handle what Xfinity can. Visit Xfinity Can to learn more.
With Xfinity, you can watch on-demand movies and shows online just like you do on your TV, anywhere you want. The world is your living room. Coaster. It's mahogany, so you know what I mean.
Take your TV to go. Watch on-demand movies and shows even from Showtime and HBO. Online, anywhere, anytime. It's your entertainment your way. Yours for no additional cost. Only with Xfinity. Get started at xfinitytv.com.
Uverse, what are you doing?
Getting you guys a better TV.
We have a great TV. You're the problem.
Me? You're the one that should have gotten Xfinity from Comcast.
I know.
They have better HD picture quality and way more HD choices.
Wait a second. Is that Grandpa's TV?
If your grandpa's mustache party 54, then yes, it is. You owe him $200.
You versus old phone wires can't handle what Xfinity can. Visit Xfinity Can to learn more.
We're talking with a longtime media guy here in Detroit, Terry Moore. Terry, you've been covering sports a long time here in Detroit. Do you have a favorite story or a favorite event that you covered as a media guy here in Detroit?
I think when I look back to the career that I've had, which has been pretty long, it goes back to the late 80s when I broke into broadcasting. Actually, I think the first thing I ever covered was preseason game, the Detroit Pistons. It was my first time interviewing a player, fresh out of Wayne State, and I went up to, if I'm not mistaken, it was Isaiah Thomas, and I'm, shaking in my boots. What do I ask him? And I have to admit that he couldn't have been nicer to me. Just asked him a number of questions, and obviously I'm stumbling over words, not knowing what to say, and but he, took his time with me. He answered all the questions, and to this day, I know a lot of criticism has come Isaiah's way over the years, but I definitely look, I kind of hold a fond place in my heart for him because he took the time with this young kid who was wet behind the ears, didn't know what to ask, and he couldn't have been nicer.
Now, do you see you bonded a friendship with him? If you see him on a day like today at an event, you kind of bring stuff back like that with him?
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's funny because I covered him during the bad times, during the good times when they won the back-to-back championships during the Bad Boys days. But, and it's funny watching some of the guys, they've gotten older, and seeing Isaiah, who looks like he hasn't aged at all. And, whenever I'd see him, whenever he does come to the Palace, which obviously is not as frequent as back in the day, but when he was here during the Dennis Rodman retirement ceremony, he saw me, we acknowledged each other for a few minutes, and it's nice that he remembered me from 20 some odd years ago, or 25 plus years ago. So it's a nice gesture on his part. And, just like I said, things that you never forget, especially when you're early in the business, just breaking in.
There you go, Terry Moore, one of the Detroit media personalities, sharing one of his favorite moments in Detroit sports.
All right, we're down to the game with
Renee. And Steve.
Where are you guys from?
Toledo.
Both of you from Toledo? What brings you up to the Tiger game?
I just came to have fun.
Yeah, we wanted to check out the park.
This your first time here?
Yep.
What do you think so far?
It's awesome. I like
And
it.
I believe this would be one of the Tiger cheerleaders coming in today, right? What's your name?
Tracy.
Tracy, are you one of the Tiger cheerleaders?
No.
No? What sign are you holding up today? What do you have? Let's go Tigers, right? Where are you from?
Tell him, Jimmy.
She's from Royal Oak.
Royal Oak. So everybody's from Royal Oak, I take it. And what's your name?
Jimmy, I love the Tigers. I play baseball. I broke my mitt because I really want to catch a ball. And I really love the Tigers because they're really good.
Park you guys are?
Qasim Amin.
Modi.
And I take you guys are Tiger fans. We have a home and an away jersey that you guys are sporting today. Any favorite Tiger?
I love Cabrera, but I'm a Yankee fan.
Ah.
Cabrera, of course.
Okay, Yankees fan. Were you here this weekend for the series?
Yes, I was. I was here Saturday. Great game. I saw Cabrera bash 2 monstrous home runs. It was a great game.
And the Yankees actually started to play quite well lately, too.
They're doing great. You know, with the loss of Rivera and minor injuries, this team will come around. Hopefully, we'll be fighting for the playoff spot coming towards the end of the year.
Now, do we think the Tigers should be in a better spot at this time of the season? What are you predicting? I know they're about 5-6 games under 500. Not where we think they should be, but
A lot of baseball to be played.
There you go.
Baseball to be played.
Are you one of the bandwagons here to get rid of Leland?
Me? You know what? I like Leland, but there's always going to be time for a change, right?
Right, but do you think he should go for the whole season?
My opinion, I was the happiest guy when they fired Trammell. I wasn't that happy, but when I knew Jim Lane was coming in town, I was very happy. I think he's the reason why the team has come competitive.
And we are?
Alyssa, Kristen, Rachel, Kate.
And where are you guys from?
Ohio? Toledo. We're all from Toledo.
So everybody's from Ohio, I take it.
Yes.
And Tiger fans, I take it?
My dad's Indians, but Tigers all the way.
Ah, so what are you guys coming up? Is this your first game this year at Comerica?
This is my first game. Yep. Yes. Yes.
So what made you come up here? Because they're playing the Indians, or it's just Detroit baseball? And obviously we're Toledo Mud Hen fans, correct?
Yep. I mean, there's not much to do in Toledo, so I drive an hour away. Yeah, I guess. I totally agree.
Who's your favorite Tiger?
Verlander.
Fielder.
Fielder? Obviously, you have a Fielder shirt on. 28 used to be Granderson. You're not missing Granderson at all?
No, I was a big fan of Cecil, so it's good to see Prince here, too.
How about you? Not a big Cecil fan? All right, there we go. First trip to Toledo, from Toledo to Comerica Park, and they're liking it.
And what's your name?
Kim.
Kim?
Yep. I'm Claire.
First Tiger game of the year?
No. Of this season, yes.
Okay, so the first season, and you decided to just come down because the Cleveland was in town?
Yeah, we're gonna be the family that turns the season around this year.
So the family from Royal Oak will turn the season around tonight for the Tigers. So we're predicting a sweep of the Indians.
Absolutely.
And then
No Indians. No Indians this time.
No Windians or Indians?
No Indians.
Oh, I like that. I never heard that before. No wins on the Indians. I like that. What's your prediction?
I think we might win. I don't know.
Okay, one more thing before the Tigers go. Can we hold up your sign and say, let's go Tigers? Real loud.
Turn it up.
Let's go Tigers.
Say it, Gracie.
Let's go Tigers. Let's go Tigers.
There you go. The Royal Oak family was going to turn the season around tonight. Now, have you guys voted for the All-Star team yet? Okay.
Cabrera.
In second place right now, but Prince is #1 right now for first base.
He will, especially with the logjam with Pujols and Teixeira and a lot of great first basemen here in the AL. Fielder deserves it. And Fielder, I'm so happy he's here. It was a great signing. It was an Illich move. And, more things to come. Do I hope they're going to finish him first? I hope so, but they got to get their things together.
I'm pushing for Avila's going to make it.
All right, there you go. Now, thanks for representing tonight. Maybe you guys will break the snap here with the home and an away jersey, okay?
All right.
All right, do we have a favorite player?
Not a favorite. I don't know. No.
Do we like the Ohio State Buckeyes?
Hell no. No.
Do we like the Michigan Wolverine?
I go to Michigan, so yeah.
Oh, okay. So we live in Ohio and we go to Michigan.
Yes.
Okay, so we're transplanted. Cleveland Indian fan. How you doing?
Great.
Okay, see ya. So what do we predict for tonight?
Tigers win. Tigers.
There you go. The Ohioans predict the Tigers win tonight from Comerica Park.
And the card, please.
watch your favorite on-demand shows and movies right on your iPad with the Xfinity TV app. It's a revolutionary new way to watch. Only from Xfinity.
Wow, look who's back from Mexico.
Uverse?
Let's go inside and look at your pictures.
Wait, you missed us?
Well, I haven't missed your insane demands, expecting me to run HD shows and internet at the same time like I'm Xfinity from Comcast. But still, how about a hug hello?
He's trapped in the pool.
Yeah, 3 days and counting. A bird just flew out of me.
Uverse's old phone wires can't handle what Xfinity can. Visit Xfinity Can to learn more.
Back at Comerica Park, we have some more players of the Historic Baseball League, and you guys are?
Beanpole. Henry Zasia. Mad Dog Vallant. Luke Bohannik.
And I can see you guys are playing for the Nationals and the La-Di-Das, correct? Now, I want to kind of talk about the uniforms of the time period back then, how different they are. What makes these uniforms different?
Well, there's a few things. So first of all, we're obviously wearing a tie, so that's a little bit different than you'd see today. You know, today you don't really see the kind of the chest plates on those, because that was quite common. So it kind of varies. Some teams chose the little shorter, about half-length pants. Other teams with the full-length pants, and Mad Dog's kind of.
You also wouldn't see metal cleats back in the 1860s. Now. Back then, people would just kind of be wearing whatever they had around generally, but you wouldn't definitely not have the metal cleats that are so prevalent in the Major League Baseball on these days.
Some of the materials is like, at least we have cotton, but some of the teams that we played have wool, because that was the material that they were at, at the time. So they wanted to replicate what they were wearing. Those are very hot when it's 90 degrees out, so we're pretty lucky.
Yeah, these looking at these uniforms you have on now, they actually could seem like they could be pretty heavy and hot on a hot day.
Sleeves, they're buttoned up to the top, wearing ties. Yeah, it can be very hot.
On a 95-degree day in mid-August, when you're running from first to third and you got your tie on, you just want to rip it off generally. It gets a little warm out there. So.
Now over here, I have this youngster. Now, you look like you're pretty fast now. Was stealing allowed back then?
No, stealing was not allowed. They had the no spitting, no stealing, no swearing rule. So that's what it was. It was a gentleman's game. There was no cheap play, as they called it.
Okay. Now, was the object to win a game back then?
Yeah, the object was to win the game. Here at the Henry Ford, we just played to present to the people, but the object was, to win the game.
So basically, they took some of the rules out. Were there bunting back then?
Oh, no, there was no bunting. It was considered unmanly to bunt, so they wouldn't allow it at all.
Yeah. Now, I remember watching one game where there wasn't a set number of pitches that you had, too. I mean, the object was the pitcher who should be a gentleman and throw you what you want to hit.
Yeah, they will not call balls and strikes right away. After a while, the umpire will warn the hurler. It's not the pitcher, it's the hurler, if he is pitching balls incorrectly, and then he'll say, all right, I'm going to start calling balls at this point. Or if the striker, not the batter, but the striker starts taking a bunch of good pitches, then at that point he'll say, okay, warning, and then he'll start calling them. But he gives a good 7 or 8 pitches before he really starts going to ball strikes right away.
Hey, Kevin, what happens on July 10th?
Oh, it's a home run derby?
No.
It is the day before the 11th?
No, it's the 2012 All-Star Game in Kansas City. And guess what? Looks like Prince Fielder is in the #1 spot so far for first base.
I think we're going to have quite a few guys representing our Tigers this year.
And obviously we know Cabrera, everyone's making a push for Cabrera because we see the signs tonight that says vote Cabrera.
Right, I think we're going to have Cabrera, Prince Fielder, and probably 7 more Rangers.
7 more Rangers. It could be a Rangers and a Prince Fielder team. Alex Avila, a starting catcher last year, not on the pace he did last year. It's going to be tough.
No, he started off really slow this year. He's still doing all right. Had a few problems. Obviously, Austin Jackson probably won't be playing with the issues he's had too. But we definitely have an all-star team. We just haven't played up to the caliber.
Now, the way Austin Jackson's been playing this year, no doubt he may have had a good opportunity to maybe get in the starting lineup.
Right. This could have been his first year as an all-star, but with his injury, it caused him to slow down, take a few weeks off. He'll get right back in there after he's back.
So, folks, when you come down to Comerica Park, get your Firestone 2012 All-Star ballot. The game's going to be in Kansas City. Let's get some more Tigers in that lineup where they should be. From Comerica Park, we have our All-Star ballot. Get yours. Hey, sports fans, that time of the show, viewer mail. Our question comes from Dennis from South Rockwood. Simply wants to know, What's our biggest surprise in baseball this season? Well, I have two of them that I thought about it. One would be the resurgence of the teams like the LA Dodgers, the Baltimore Orioles, the Cincinnati Reds, and the Washington Nationals. All these teams lead their respective division, and the LA Dodgers posting a whopping 37 wins so far to lead all of the Major League Baseball in wins. So that's one of the biggest surprises for me. Some of the teams that are never in the hunt are in the hunt this season. And my other surprise, the Detroit Tigers. What? Yeah, that's why I said Detroit Tigers. The way they're playing, 6-7 games under 500, who would have thought at this point of the season, with this lineup, this pitching staff, we'd be 6 or 7 games under 500. So that's a big surprise to me and probably all of the viewers out there that's watching us here on Comcast 900. So yes, those are my two surprises. The resurgence of some of the teams like LA, Washington, Cincinnati, and Baltimore, and the way the Tigers are playing below par so far. So Dennis, thanks for the question. Your question goes into a monthly drawing for the Sports Talk 60 fan package. Last month's winner, Emily from Lansing, won. So a Sports Talk 60 package is on the way to her. So if you want to email us, sportstalk60comcast.net. We read your question right here on the air. You're entered into the Sports Talk 60 fan package. In the upcoming Sports Talk 60 show, we're actually going to interview a former Tiger, Ike Blessitt, Kevin.
Who?
Ike Blessitt.
Ike Blessitt?
Yes.
Get out of here. Ike Blessitt.
Bless you.
Well, thank you. You're welcome. Ike Blessitt played for the Tigers for a short time in the early 1970s, and then he had a pretty good career in Japan.
Yeah.
It's good to see he's back. He does a lot of
fantasy camp
stuff, and he does a lot for the kids in the Detroit area, getting them ready to play baseball.
And he always comes out with the fantasy campers, like you stated. He goes down to Lakeland. He's always here at Comerica Park for the weekend in the summer, always at the fantasy camp luncheons, and he's just an all-around great guy.
Right. He'll sign anything for you, and have no idea who he is till you look him up. Yeah. But great guy. He'll talk to you all day long. And if you need to know anything about batting, that guy is a hitting instructor. He's a hitting machine. He will show you what you're doing wrong, batting, your stance, anything. That guy will help you out. An all-around good guy.
Takes the time to do it, yeah.
Exactly.
So we're looking forward to having Ike Blessitt on the show. Also former Tiger Pat Sheridan, and also Dave Bergman. We're going to get on a future Sports Talk 60 show in the next few weeks. Dave Bergman and Pat Sheridan. Some former Tigers. Hey, that's our show for today. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week with the all-new Sports Talk 60 at 6:30 on Comcast Xfinity 900. We'll be back with fan trivia, fan on the street, viewer mail, greatest moment in Detroit sports history, all the great sports talk with Kevin and myself. If you want to hit us up on Facebook and Twitter, do so. Just go to Sports Talk 60. Email us at sportstalk60comcast.net. Get all those emails into us so we can read them right here on the show. Sports Talk 60, your Detroit Sports Connection.